It kind of looks a little bit like a horror movie, but just bear with me. Hey everyone, it's Miss Potter here. Today I'm doing something that's a little bit different to what I've previously done on my channel, although to be fair, I haven't posted on it in a while. It's kind of lost its way a little bit. It's mostly kind of vlogs, and I pretty much just post stuff here when I feel like it, as you all know. Right now, what I'm feeling is The Sims. So if you've ever heard me talk about my favourite games before, then you will probably have heard The Sims come up at one point or another. I played a lot of it in my teenage years. The Sims 1 and 2 mainly. I skipped 3 because at that time it was my like later high school years, so there was better things to do. And I didn't really play games at all in university because I was focusing on schoolwork. So I didn't really play The Sims 3, but I was always excited by the idea of The Sims 4. And up until recently, I didn't really have a PC that could play it. So as soon as I kind of realized that I did, and I had the money to buy it, I did. And I dove back in, and of course I made me and my boyfriend, because that's what you do when you're a girl that likes The Sims, I guess. So I thought that I would make a speed build video. I didn't actually know that this type of video was even a thing until a little while ago, and I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole of watching a whole bunch of them, and I got super inspired, and that coupled with me being really excited about the concept of tiny houses at the moment for some reason, and just really like them, and so I thought I would build a little tiny house for Sam and I to live in. Okay, so yeah, I thought I'd make Sam first. It's pretty easy. He wears mostly the same outfit, tech t-shirt of some kind with jeans. So this was not particularly difficult. I thought I pretty much nailed his outfit pretty quickly. He wears brown shoes though, so I think I go in and change those at some point. It's probably worth noting that he was actually sitting right beside me while I was like he wasn't watching me, but he was in the same room. And he keeps popping over from time to time to supervise my decision making with regards to his sim and my sims. It's kind of interesting outcome. I was super impressed with all the different like the customization abilities with Sims 4. It's obviously a huge advancement from The Sims 2, but I'm sure that Sims 3 had some some awesome new features in it as well. But it was pretty cool to see that you could change color of everything pretty much. So here I am just working on the face a little bit. It's kind of cool that you have faces that you can kind of start with. I didn't really spend too long going through them and deciding which one to start with. I was just sort of trying to get the basic look of Sam going on with the light kind of blondie brownie hair and his glasses. I think I got them I think I nailed the glasses actually. They're pretty perfect, spot on the blue frames. And his hair looks pretty much exactly like that, so it's pretty spot on. There was a little bit of jigging with the nose, but I think you could really go crazy with the customization on the facial features and you know, creating a sim down to the perfect T. And I kind of tested out all of the different things that you could change and move the lips and move the forehead and stuff. But wow, I mean you could really go to town. This is intensely detailed character customization. It's really awesome. I think I was actually looking at a photo of Sam while I did this so that I could kind of keep in mind exactly what he looks like, you know, because someone from memory versus someone what they actually look like can be quite different. Okay, so moving on to my sim. It was obviously pretty easy to get mine looking somewhat like me just by giving it purple hair, but definitely go in and make it a little bit more specific. I actually think I pretty much nailed my hair flicky bits there. I definitely go back and change these glasses. I decided that they weren't quite right, and oh, here we go. Yeah, I put the frames on and make them purple, and then I make them black because I think they stand out a little bit better against the hair. Just kind of rejigging with the face a little bit. Purple eyebrows looked kind of weird. It's really hard to make a sim of yourself. You feel like you should be looking in a mirror, but you're never really getting it quite right. some hilarious input from Sam, I think, here. He was showing him to what degree you could change the characters. It's pretty comprehensive, actually. We were debating over how big my hips should be there, how big was realistic. Probably wouldn't recommend this as a couple bonding exercise to any other couples out there, to be honest. And then, of course, I always am wearing a t-shirt. I can't believe that I was really even deciding which color t-shirt it would be for a wee while here, because it's obviously going to be a grey t-shirt. And I was pretty set on the idea of shorts to begin with. And I quite liked these shorts, but then I feel like I more often wear jeans, and so I think I do go back and change those. But the shoes were also awesome. There was heaps of different sneaker options. I was pretty impressed. Ha 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 ha. I think that might have been Sam's input there. Just trying to figure out what was realistic, you know. There we go. There's the jeans. And I think that looks pretty spot on. I've even got the black watch, the grey white shoes. Again, changing the t-shirt color there, not sure why. Okay, so here we are in the lot that I picked. I can't exactly remember what the name of the Sims neighborhood I picked was. There was quite a few to choose from, which is kind of cool. Like, there's lots of different different aspects to each kind of neighborhood. So this one seems to be quite grassy, and there's a kind of a city skyline in the background that you'll see in a minute. And I learned a lot of cheats. And so I learned that you could kind of scale objects up and down to get them to look a little bit different, so you don't end up with, because I think one of the things that makes The Sims look not so realistic often is that the things are all the same. So if you have like the identical trees next to each other, they don't look quite so realistic. And so I think this really helps with that. And it works particularly well with the landscaping. So I do spend a wee while on the landscaping. I had a lot of fun. Kind of what I was trying to do was make the edge of the garden blend in with the landscape of the park that it's kind of situated near. So I thought if this was me in real life, I would be considerate, and I would make my landscaping kind of fit in with the surrounding environment, so that the people from the park kind of don't feel like, you know, they're just seeing a random house in the park, and so I don't feel like people are wandering through my back garden, but it all kind of looks like it was meant to be. And so I do spend a little bit of time here just getting it all to kind of blend in and deciding what trees were being used in the park that I could replicate in the build mode here. I love these pink trees. I think that they're so pretty. This is definitely my favorite looking neighborhood. I love the pink and the green together. I think it looks so awesome. And I can see myself building a lot of lots in future in this neighborhood. So you can see just like how much more realistic the landscaping looks when you're able to scale up and down those items. I just think it looks so much better. And I go on with the landscaping tool just to, again, give it a bit more realism, so that everything looks like it was kind of, you know, actually meant to be there, not just sitting on top of a random green plane. And I think I do go back in later with a bigger blending brush and kind of just give that a little bit more realism around the edges as well. But I think it's kind of shaping up. I love the rocks. I just love them so much. You can't actually see because I'm not zooming in, but the flowers are really pretty as well. And I have these tree stumps because this whole build, I kind of am going through the catalogue and looking at all the things that I've never seen before. And so some random things make it in just because I'm like, ooh, what's that? And I mean, I only have the Sims 4, so I don't have any of the expansion packs or anything. I think there was a free Christmas one that I potentially have, but other than that, it's just all basic. And so that llama that I just placed there, Sam actually came over while I was looking at that, and he was like, oh, that's a cool llama, you should put that in. And so I kind of, I jokingly placed it, and then it becomes kind of the thing that I have to work out where to put on the lot. So you'll see me try and find a home for the llama a bit later. So I think it's starting to come together now. I'm still not really convinced that those tree stumps fit, but you know, they're cool. I really like them as an art piece, and I think the more that I play The Sims, the less I'll be inclined to just throw random things in because I haven't seen them before. And that little bit that you saw there was me editing the features of the property, which I thought was kind of cool. So I think I gave this property like high-speed internet and I can't even remember, but like the property itself can have, you know, traits. And unfortunately, the game, I don't remember what happened here, but I lost the next little chunk of me building out the floor plan. I must have hit stop on the recording and kind of kept building, but I just kind of, I'm going to pick it back up and you'll kind of get the idea for what I had going on, and next time I'll do better. So my apologies, but here you can see that I had placed the ground floor. I decided that I was going to have stairs up to a secondary level. It's a pretty small house. I think it's like 4 by 5 or 6 tiles. And I learned that you could raise it up. I think that's really cool as well. It kind of just makes it look, you know, a little bit more like it's, you know, meant to be there rather than like a little shack that's just been placed on this grass. Obviously agonizing about where to put the mailbox. It's a big decision. The llama's still just chilling at the front of the house there. I accidentally keep going below the terrain a lot because it's just easy to do. I'm still kind of trying to get used to the controls, so I'm not really, haven't played in a really long time. Here's me agonizing over where to put the llama some more. It just kind of doesn't really, I think it ends up living there. I think that might be its final resting spot there, just by, oh, that makes it sound like it was dead. Its final pride of place by the steps. I'm pretty sure that's where it ends up. And as you can see, I also put a pool into the back, with a lovely rockscape around it. I think that's really pretty. I imagine that it would be cool to have like a waterfall. And I know you can do that, but you kind of have to put like a lake in, so you wouldn't be able to actually swim in it. And I kind of wanted to be able to swim in it. So maybe next house I build, I'll put a little lake type of thing in with a waterfall. I do actually build a lake kind of thing in this one. Yeah, this house has it all because I was just super stoked on everything. This is me trying for ages to see if I could get stuff to sit on that shelf. I do this for quite a while. So there's some cheats in The Sims 4 which are actually really cool, and they allow you to move items kind of up and down planes, as well as kind of make things bigger and smaller. You saw that one before. But I was really struggling here to get the things to actually sit on the shelf, so they looked like they were actually there. You can see that one kind of just floating in the wall there. Not really ideal. And so I do just give up, unfortunately, on this bit here. It's just not working. And curtains are an interesting thing too. So back in the days of Sims 2 and me playing that, and I used to kind of download a bunch of stuff, I remember curtains that you could download, and it was like really exciting because there was no curtains in the game. And now there's so many drapes and blinds and all sorts of different things to pick from, which is really cool. I feel like I'm saying really cool a lot. In case you hadn't got it by now, I'm super passionate about this game. I can see myself doing a lot more Let's Builds and speed builds and stuff, so if you are interested in them, please do tell me, because I would love to do them if people are keen to watch them. Just trying to get maximum bang for buck out of the kitchen space here by popping a counter under the stairs there, and it fits pretty well actually, and I think it's actually usable as well, so I do put something on it later. Just getting some staging items in there, just a fruit bowl and some utensils. I love all the small little things that are available in The Sims now, like the little dressing elements that never ever used to be available. There's also another cheat in The Sims 4 that I have used that is enabling a bunch of items that you can otherwise earn or get. So like for example, I think the newspaper is one of them, or like the mail. So you can kind of just place those items around for a little bit of a homely feel in your house. And I took another go at the shelf. I don't know why. It still doesn't work. I was just frustrated, I think, with this point. Like, so you can see the rows there in the catalog. That's something you can get from a date, I'm pretty sure, but here you can kind of just place it if you want to. I was very much thinking while I was building this is how I would decorate kind of my place. So I really love like white interiors, and I love the black aluminum finish on all of the windows and stuff. I think that's really pretty, and I would definitely keep, you know, like the indoor furnishings in my place stainless steel or white and light timber, just so that everything that you put into the house is what's going to be the color. I think that looks really awesome. I love this pink dinosaur. I was super stoked on the pink dinosaur. And there's not too much space in this house for art, but I do manage to squeeze a few things into the space. It's kind of hard to see them in the catalogue as well, so I did try out a bunch just to see what they looked like. Now watching this back, I'm like, what were you thinking, Amy? Obviously you can't fit any more art into that tiny space. What are you doing? So it's starting to shape up. I've got hints of bright colours like pinks and the turquoise, and I think the green from the plants looks really nice as well against the white. Still going in with some more plants. I think I tried for a wee while to get something that looks nice under the stairs, but it all just looks pretty unrealistic, to be honest, coming through the stairs. I just placed that plant because I want to find a home for it somewhere. I will find a spot for that plant. And that's a cute little dashing little statue. Look how cute it is. I kind of had to have that. And obviously, TV, first one, maybe way too big. I need a nice flat screen against the wall there. Don't want it taking up too much space. Don't watch TV very much. But I do need a coffee table to put things on. Just below it, I like this white one. It's pretty nice. And then the eternal hunt for the perfect rug begins. So there's lots of nice rugs actually in The Sims 4 that definitely was something that was lacking in The Sims 2. I remember there was hardly anything, and I do like the idea of kind of having this round rug, but I wasn't really sure about that pattern that was happening on it, and so I do try a bunch of other things. I really love that pattern, the pink kind of pattern on that rug, but the size just really wasn't working in the space, and so I try to kind of layer them together to see if I can make something work, but it's just not really happening. And then I kind of remember that you can change the color of stuff. And so I think I go back to that circle rug and I'm like, oh, a yellow circle, that is so cool. I'm definitely having that in my lounge, and so that is what I choose. And then I need to find a kind of end table to go just by the couch there, so you could, you know, put your glass of water down on it or something, just for a bit more storage. The whole time I was kind of building this tiny house, I was thinking, where am I going to put all my stuff in it? And if this was like a real tiny house, I don't think this would have quite enough storage, probably. Like I would definitely have some more like kind of cupboards on the walls, or, you know, high up storage or something. But I was kind of trying to keep it true to life and put in some extra storage spaces to keep stuff in. And then I had to start thinking about lights, and I found this cute little panda light. Look how cute it is. And this little robot light, which I thought would definitely kind of get the SAM seal of approval. It's like a little blue robot dude. I put some blinds in because, you know, you don't want the screen glare on your TV screen from the sun. And I think I tried to fit some other blinds in, but it's really not necessary. The other windows are pretty far away from any screens and things, so not really necessary. And then I moved the dash end over to the lounge because I think it looks better there. Try and find a plant to just go at the bottom of the stairs there, and I think that one looks pretty nice. I think the plants do a lot to kind of, you know, make the space look a bit more natural rather than just like a white box, but keeps the palette of the house kind of neutral, which I really like. I love that teal planter, the pot plant, that I ended up putting by the couch. I think that it's so cool, the two greens together. And then I decided I can fit even more things on the coffee table, because why not? Like I said, this build is really jam-packed with pretty much everything that I liked from the catalogue, because it's meant to be my place, well, our place, it's meant to be Sam and I's place, how I would decorate it. So I kind of wanted to put in everything that I liked. And I just put in some like basic downlights in the ceiling just to kind of keep them. I think there is actually a cheat that you can use that's invisible lights, so you don't even have to place lights, because they can kind of look a bit gross kind of in the middle of the room like that, but I ended up just leaving those ones in. Trying to see if I can squeeze in an armchair, but I decide that I can't. It's not really space for it, so we're not having any guests over ever, unless they want to sit on the floor or a stool. Why not put some more things on this little counter over here? I'm sure we can squeeze in another pot plant, just like me in real life, pretty much. There was seriously so many awesome plants. I couldn't even use all of the ones that I wanted, and there were lots that I didn't use because I was thinking, ooh, they don't really fit the theme, or I wouldn't have those in my real house, but I do like them. And I actually really wanted like an ottoman to put by that couch, because I would definitely have an ottoman in real life so I could put my feet on it, and so that, yeah, someone could sit on it if they wanted to, but there was nothing in the catalogue, which I was really surprised about. It was the first time I was looking for something and then it wasn't there, but I did actually see in another speed build, or another build that I was watching, I think it was either James or Deligracy, I'm not sure. I'll link their channels below, by the way, because they're a huge inspiration for me. But I'm pretty sure I was watching one of them and there was an ottoman, so it must be in a DLC package, or, you know, one of the expansions that I don't have. So hopefully I might be able to save up and afford to get one of those at some point, the one that's got the ottomans in it, because I would really like to have that. And there you can kind of see the whole space is sort of shaping up. I'm just putting some finishing touches onto bits and pieces there, just making sure everything works well together. And I remember about that rug that I saw that I really liked the pattern of, and I think that the kitchen floor might be kind of cold on my feet since it is wood. And so I put in the long rug in the kitchen there. I think that looks pretty nice with a pop of colour in the all-white kitchen. Then I start battling with the railings. I kind of didn't really get how this worked at first. I was finding it really hard to draw it in, and I was like, where's the banisters? This all kind of looks like outdoor railing. And then I find the wood and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of nice. And then I think, oh, actually I'd probably have more wood in my house than I've already put in, and so I changed the colour of the stairs to kind of match the banister a little bit better, and put some more timbery kind of looks in, and I think that matches the terracotta-y kind of pot at the bottom of the stairs a bit better too. So I think that was a good call. And I'm not sure if I've actually done it yet, or if you definitely haven't seen it in this build, I'm pretty sure, but the inside wall is actually the exposed brick, which is kind of neat as well. I agonized for ages over what bed to pick, because to be honest, I wasn't really that loud with any of the beds. They were all kind of, I mean, they're alright, but none of them really matched the look that I was going for. I was kind of sad there wasn't really any white linen at all. It was all kind of really ornate or bright, or, oh my god, like really black. And nothing kind of was really either my style or fit the room, and so I think I just ended up going with this kind of grey one, but it was a little bit, you know, it was alright. Okay, so here's the second apology for this speed build video. I did lose just the end of the build there, and unfortunately I did do like this really neat kind of lake-like area to the right of the house there to kind of fill in the space on the lot that was just grass, and I don't have any footage of me building that, so that sucks. But what I do have is some cool screenshots of the finished product, which I'm going to play now so that you can see what the end product looked like. So I hope you enjoyed this, my first ever speed build. There was a lot of stuff wrong with this video, and I'm super glad and thankful that you watched right to the end. And if you did, I would really appreciate you letting me know if you liked this video or not, because I really enjoyed making it, and I know that I can do a bit better with the footage capturing and in terms of building a bit more of an ambitious house now that I'm back used to the controls and the camera and whatnot. So if you've got any ideas for things that you want me to build as well, let me know. I'm pretty open to inspiration. But yeah, I'm super back into The Sims, you guys. So I think I'm definitely gonna make another speed build pretty soon, and maybe even stream some Sims. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.